Imagine a man who at 76 looks like people don't believe him and give him a maximum of 50. His name is Jim Swanders, and he's not just well-preserved. He lives the way most people procrastinate. He has a straight posture, energy in his movements, clear eyes, and a body that even those who are decades younger can envy. This is not a genetic accident or a miracle. This is the result of specific decisions that he makes every day. And today you will find out exactly what this person does to stay young, strong, and alive. Not only according to his passport, but also according to his feelings. What principles does he adhere to? What is the main secret? I will tell you about this and many other things today. Watch this video to the end. It will be interesting and useful. So let's get started. The first thing that distinguishes him from the majority is movement as the basis of life. Jim works out at the gym regularly, but it's not just going for show. He works with the body consciously. With age, a person's muscle mass naturally decreases, and this is what makes the body weaker, slows down metabolism, and accelerates aging. Strength training is literally a signal to the body. We are still needed. We are still alive. If you want to stay young, add at least 2 to 3 workouts a week with basic exercises to your life. Squats, deadlifts, presses. Even with a small weight, it will already have an effect. But the important point is that Jim does not train hard. He's not trying to prove anything to others. His approach is stability and respect for his body. He doesn't miss training for weeks, but he doesn't force himself into injury either. It's a balance that allows him to train for years without kickbacks. The next factor of his youth is an active lifestyle outside the gym. Many people think that an hour of training closes all health issues. But the truth is that the rest of the time a person often sits. Jim spends a lot of time outside. He walks, moves, breathes fresh air, observes nature. It's not just pleasant, it affects hormones, stress levels, and brain function. A simple habit, taking 7,000 to 10,000 steps in the fresh air every day, can already dramatically change your well-being. Special attention is paid to his love of beautiful landscapes. It seems like a small thing, but in fact it is a powerful tool for mental recovery. When a person regularly looks at nature, his level of cortisol decreases, a stress hormone that is directly related to aging. Try at least once a day to consciously turn off and just look at something beautiful. Not at the phone, but in the real world. Another key element is thinking. Jim thinks positively, but not in the style of everything is fine, but in the style of responsibility for his life. He does not complain about his age, does not seek excuses, does not compare himself with others. He asks himself the question, what can I do today to feel better? And this is a very practical approach. Chronic negativity is not just an emotion, it's a biochemistry that destroys the body. So a simple tip, start tracking your thoughts. If you find yourself constantly dissatisfied, it's a signal that you're accelerating aging yourself. Practice. Follow the internal dialogue. If you find yourself thinking, it's too late for me, replace them with concrete actions, even small ones. The next aspect is his passion for bodybuilding. And here it is important to understand, it's not about competition or appearance. Bodybuilding, in his case, is a discipline, a structure, and a goal. When a person has a goal to improve their body, they automatically start monitoring their diet, sleep patterns, and recovery. Even if you don't want to swing, set yourself a goal to improve your strength, endurance, or mobility. Without a purpose, the body degrades. Jim also travels a lot. And it's not just a vacation, it's a constant renewal of the experience. Jim likes to change the environment, discover new places. It's not just about pleasure, but also about the brain. When you get to new places, the brain begins to work actively. New neural connections are formed. This reduces the risk of cognitive impairment and literally rejuvenates the brain. Even if you don't have the opportunity to travel often, change routes, discover new places in your city, and try new things. Novelty is the fuel for the brain. New experiences stimulate neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to renew itself. And this is directly related to the preservation of cognitive functions and the slowing down of aging. Another unexpected factor is his interest in art. It may seem far from healthy, but in fact, art develops emotional intelligence and reduces the level of internal tension. Music, painting, architecture, all this affects the human condition more deeply than it seems. Jim doesn't just live by the body, he develops an inner world. For you, it can be music, painting, cinema, or reading. The main thing is that it evokes a response and includes emotions. Add something to your life that is not related to work or household tasks, but gives you a sense of meaning and beauty. And finally, his main secret is that he is not waiting for old age. He lives now. Most people start aging not with age, but with the attitude, "It's too late for me." Jim simply did not accept this installation. He continues to develop, try new things, and move forward. And this is perhaps the most powerful factor in longevity. If you put everything together, you get a simple but not obvious formula. Move regularly, but without fanaticism. Spend time outside. Give your brain new experiences. Watch your thinking. Set goals for your body. Add beauty and meaning to life. These are not secrets from the internet. These are real actions that produce results. And now the question for you is, if a 76-year-old person can look and feel decades younger, what prevents you from starting today? Youth is not a number in a passport. It's a collection of habits, decisions, and ways of thinking. Jim Swanders is not an exception, but an example of what is possible. And if you take at least some of these principles into account, regular movement, working with thinking, contact with nature, developing interests, you will already begin to change your state. Jim doesn't do anything superhuman, but he does the usual things consistently, consciously, and without compromise with himself. He gets up and moves when others are looking for reasons to stay put. He makes sure that he gives his body energy and not just fills his stomach. It trains not only muscles, but also attention, thinking, and attitude to life. He chooses height when it's easier to choose comfort. Friends, what do you think about this man? Write your opinion in the comments. If this video was useful to you, then please like it and share the link with those who might find it particularly useful.